What is up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of Yala. This is another one of those special episodes, Terrence.
Yeah, we have another big name.
Another big name. The trend continues. Our guests keep getting bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
And the guest today is someone that I personally met at the start of 2018 on a movie set.
Who cares, man? This guy was on Jimmy Kimmel, man. He was featured on
Jimmy Fallon.
Oh, Jimmy Fallon, sorry. Too many Jimmys already, yeah.
Jimmy Fallon. Let me finish, okay?
Yeah.
I will speed through it because it'll probably come up in the conversation. I met him on a movie set, January 2018, when he was telling me about his dreams of becoming a rapper. And now, literally 3 weeks ago, he was given a shout out on Jimmy Fallon.
Yeah.
So, with all due welcome and love, we welcome young Raja.
What's up, fellas?
What's up, man?
Yo,
What
thank
is
you
up?
for having me here.
I
Let
love
me
the
just say
vibe,
that.
man. You know, you're like super chill. You know, usually people, when we invite them here, then they're in the seat, they're usually like sitting like this.
Oh, really?
But you're like totally like, whoa, just in your zone right now.
He's a
really.
rapper lah, bro. Rapper, automatically cool, bro.
No, man.
No, but going back to that one, like I know before this podcast, you guys were talking about how that was a turning point for young Raja's career.
Yeah.
And also for you, lah, right? Something like that.
Turning point for me. I mean, it was my first movie set.
Okay.
Oh, for real?
Yeah,
That was the
yeah,
first time?
I
Okay.
had been on TV shows before, but that was the first movie set lah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
What a pleasant time, like, to meet you.
Exactly.
It was your first time, it was my last time.
Yeah.
Wait, but
Yeah.
can you just? I wasn't there,
context.
so yeah. Can
Okay,
you
context.
please take me
Yes.
back to how it was and what you guys were doing, what roles you were playing, etc.
So
Yep.
the movie was called Zombie Pura, and it was set in an army camp, and basically that gets overrun by zombies lah.
Yeah.
And I met Raja. Back then, I knew him as Rajit. And we were actors on the set. I was having a supporting role, and Rajit was playing a medic who got turned into a zombie. lah.
Yeah. Who got bit on the neck
Who
by
got bit
an
on the neck.
infected zombie.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then in between scenes, I remember like I would just ask, like we would just talk about what we're each up to, and I was
Yeah.
telling him, we're working on pitching these TV shows and stuff. And he was telling me, you were telling me about your music lah.
Yeah.
And I think at that point in time, you were about to upload, or you had already uploaded a video on Twitter with Faris Jabbar.
Yes.
That was filmed in either one of your rooms.
Yeah, his room, yeah.
Yeah, his room.
Yeah.
Where, I mean, the video quality wasn't the best,
Yeah,
right?
so, and you told me that. You're like, man.
No, but in fact, I told you that is a nice thing. Like,
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
you wanted to refilm it with proper production quality,
Yeah.
you know. And I said, no, there's something very nice about the rawness of that. And if I remember correctly, you took an excerpt from Fakir Faz's comedy special.
Yes, it was his thing, like more better was
more
something
better.
that he used to say.
A phrase that he
Yeah.
coined lah.
Yes.
Then you and Faris Jabbar made a rap over it.
Yeah.
And it went
Inspired.
quite viral, right?
A little bit, yes, it did. I mean, it was definitely a launch pad for both of us, unexpectedly. We
Yeah.
we didn't see that coming one bit. I mean,
Yeah,
it trended on Twitter and all that, and it was not like we plotted it. You know what I mean? It was not like, oh, we know for a fact
Yeah.
this video is gonna blow or anything like that. It's just he's my best friend.
Yeah.
So wait, when you guys met, the two of you, when
Yeah.
you met, that thing already was trending, and
I think so. I think it was,
Oh,
it was
it already
already
was,
trended.
okay,
bro. Like
okay.
I think we went up probably like a week prior.
Correct. And
I
I
see, I
think
see.
what the conversation was whether you should refilm it as a proper music video or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Something like that. Then I was sharing with you that this is something that went up recently,
Yeah,
and I was
yeah.
excited that it was doing well.
Yeah.
People were
Yeah.
liking it.
But what role were you playing in this zombie movie?
So my role was Medic Daniel. I appeared in one scene basically. I had a couple of lines
yeah,
as the medic that came back for reservists. Clearly, after forgetting all the things that he learned as a medic
Yeah.
during his NSF days.
yeah,
So they will wheel in this person who's clearly something's wrong with him. Is about to turn into a zombie, and I basically get called to do my duty as a medic. But
yeah.
To give him CPR, lah,
To
right?
give him CPR.
CPR, yeah.
and I basically messed that whole thing up because I don't remember anything because I'm a lame reservist fella that just forgot everything. Then I get bit in my neck and I turn into a zombie.
Oh shit!
That's it. That's all it is. Like
so you had the
one scene.
the full zombie,
Yeah.
like makeup,
Dog,
and
bro, like
everything.
wear the
Yeah.
lens and everything, like
Wow.
full on special effects makeup.
I see.
It was interesting, bro. That one,
Yeah, it was interesting.
they killed that actually.
And then I remember talking to Raja. Basically, he is a very I think you'll come across over the podcast that you're fucking positive lah. Like there's a silver lining to everything that happens in your life. And I remember on set when we were waiting, things were getting delayed, and you were still so positive. And I was like, dude, how old are you? And you told me you were 22.
22. Yeah.
22. And I was like, what the fuck? You sound like someone who's been through 2 world wars, made it alive, and like survived
Is it-
every obstacle.
But you were complaining a lot or something.
No
like,
lah,
being
I
a
was
diva,
I was
sad.
not as positive as him lah.
I understand. Now I understand why you all started talking. Probably you had to console him, right? Because he was making
No,
a fuss,
lah,
right?
not really. Lah. We had great conversations.
Yeah,
man.
it was fucking great, man. Because there was, because there were action scenes and all, there were time in between the scenes lah. And then I was thinking you like a Singapore DJ Khaled like that. Because you were always like, the sun is
first
so
time.
great today, and like the sweat running down my back shows I'm vital, my organs are working inside, and then I was like, wow, shit, this guy.
Somewhat along those lines.
Yeah, but then since then, like just seeing you put out these music videos and get more and more traction. Wow, it's been awesome. That's what 2+ years ago, and right now you had your latest single, Spice Boy.
Yes, Spice
You
Boy.
just launched your merch line.
Yeah, my own clothing brand. Yes.
Yeah, and yeah, so like after Zombie Pura, like it was just what you just said. You're gonna create music, just keep grinding away at it, or
Yeah, bro. It was one of the first crossroads in my life. Because I started acting when I was 13, bro. I was one of those child actors with big dreams,
become an actor,
to become like a great actor, like a popular actor that Singapore can claim and be proud of. Those were my dreams and my goals as a youngin, as a young child actor, right?
Yeah.
So I started at 13 and I was walking that path for about 7-8 years. Zombie Pura being the last leg, the last project in that entire part of my life lah. But around that period of time, I started to realize that I'm basically walking around in circles lah. Because if they're not gonna write enough scripts with a Tamil fella as a lead actor, if there's not gonna be enough opportunities for me to go out there and do the kind of roles that can potentially change the game and bring me closer to my dreams and all, right? Then what's the point? I was feeling resentment with whatever path that I had chosen to walk on, right?
yeah.
8 years was like, wow.
8 years is long, actually.
8 years is long,
Damn
right, bro? So
in Singapore, especially, it's damn long. Yeah.
So it dawned on me lah that if I was for real about these dreams, it's gonna be a tough uphill
Wait, just
battle lah.
to pick a little bit, that means those 8 years you were independently like auditioning,
Yeah, bro.
emailing,
like,
sending resume, and
yes,
nothing.
bro. There used to be this website called aadb.com.sg.
Oh yeah,
Asian
yeah.
Actors Database.
Yeah.
I used to be that kid that's on the way to school checking the casting calls every
Oh
morning.
shit.
Really?
Yeah, but all the roles were like, young teenage male Indian, funny. Like that's the casting criteria. You know what I mean? It's not like detailed, like the role, this is the character that we're gonna audition.
Those are all Crime Watch, is it? For Crime Watch?
Yeah, I
is it?
did Crime Watch like twice. I did Crime Watch, bro. Like you name it up, bro. I did A Boys to Men 3. I did like if there was a role where they needed a Tamil fella, I was probably that guy.
No, but A Boys to Men 3 is quite big, right? It's not.
It's quite big, but I was just at the back, bro. Like,
okay,
I had, like
okay.
one line. It's not like big. Like I thought it was gonna be a game changer for me. I mean, it was value adding in many ways, but what I was envisioning for me to be or for my future to look like as an actor or as an aspiring actor, a lot of things didn't align. So
Got it.
at Zombie Pura, that was like me kind of coming to terms with the fact that I cannot continue in this path. I cannot continue in this path. I will be deeply dissatisfied with my life if I just blindly keep walking.
Yeah.
So I had to re-strategize certain things. And that was when my best buddy, Faris, he was like, bro, let's just rap bro. Like, let's just try
But had you always been rapping, or had music
fun.
always been a part of your...
Yeah, I've been a huge fan of hip-hop like for the longest time. And when I was in poly, I used to record like covers of my favorite rap songs, post them on SoundCloud just for my friends to hear for fun. Like I would do that for fun, bro. And it was hours of my time, after school, coming back home, recording with my iPhone mic and all that.
That means you had like a notebook or something. You write down raps and everything.
Yeah, no, at that time I hadn't started writing original. It was covers, but I knew that the interest was there. Like there was a passion that I felt for rap music, and as my best friend, like Faris, was able to see that from a mile away. He was like, "Bro, why are you so hell bent at wanting to become an actor? Like you are trying so hard to become an actor. Like why not? You just give this a shot. Like you have this within you, man. Like just try a little bit. Give this a shot a little bit. Like just do it with me.
Yeah.
Let's do it together. Let's see where that goes."
Was it just by chance that you guys were pals or what?
We met during A Boys to Men, bro.
So in
Faris was in A Boys to Men.
Yeah.
in that way, A Boys to Men is also a big game changer for you, right?
Yeah, now that I look back,
And
There's
it
a
brought you
silver
from
lining,
being
bro.
boys to men, bro.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
full
bro.
circle.
Stand-up
Yeah,
comedy
bro. I mean,
special.
although Our Boys to Men wasn't what I thought it would be for me in terms of my acting career, and
Yeah,
like what
okay.
it would do for me. I'm very grateful for it, because if it wasn't for Genio and his production and Our Boys to Men and for casting me in the movie, I wouldn't have met Faris. And if I hadn't met Faris, I wouldn't have become a rapper. Like, facts. I would have still been on that like resentful path of trying to become this actor guy walking around in circles,
You're looking
deeply
at it, lah.
unhappy.
You're looking at it. Just
Hey.
kidding.
Fuck you.
Come on, man. He looks happy with his life, man.
Who's the guy behind that? Huh?
Look at that.
Basket. Teammate no, for 8 years no.
I'm the one that put him into this shit. That's why I feel guilty. I feel guilty. You know, like I'm
know,
the
you
Faris
see,
Jabba
you're-
for
why
him.
you
lah.
feeling I was just about to
But
say that.
I'm the reverse lah. I brought him down, into that path you're talking about.
The resentful actor.
the resentful actor.
Then the resentful actor meets the bright spark on a set.
Yeah,
Right.
exactly.
And he's like the sliding doors, like, I was going to be what you were going to become in 8 years if you didn't change path.
Yeah. No, just kidding.
Fuck
Just
you lah,
kidding.
Terrence.
Harish is an
What?
excellent actor. Harish,
now
no,
all
in
the-
fact, we were all at the same Asian Academy Awards.
Yeah,
show
bro.
together.
Did we get to talk? Like, I
No,
don't
think-
remember.
no,
We
You
didn't get
were
to that.
shepherded away because you won the prize, right?
That's right.
We
but
met in the green room.
That's
Yeah.
right.
We
But
met
it
in the
was
green
rather
room.
brief, right? It
Yeah,
was like
rather
we
brief.
didn't
Rather
get
brief.
to
Because the
properly-
green room has this very interesting dynamic of like people getting ready and
Yeah.
and it's just it was mind blowing for me. Like I just enjoyed observing. Like.
Yeah.
No, but one thing I remember from that night was the look on your face when you went on stage to collect your prize.
Yeah.
It had this like, oh my God. Like, you always hear the, oh my God, I can't believe it. But your face really had a, oh my God, I don't know what I'm doing here, but this is fantastic.
Yeah, bro.
How were
like-
you feeling when you were
Yeah,
collecting
bro,
that
it's
prize?
so mad, bro, because you gotta know that it's like things coming full circle, and I get reminded. It's like God is reminding that I'm on the right path, and like you mentioned, I've always had a pretty positive disposition on life, but I always am aligned with the signs that I see, whether it's the unseen forces of the universe or whether it's God or whatever it is that you believe in. Anything that happens, if it's like a reminder for me, I take it in as that, and it is like game changing. It's like mind blowing for me, So that winning that award was a reminder that I was not expecting, because that was for a show that I hosted, bro.
Yeah.
It was Yo MTV Raps, right? It was Yo MTV Raps Asia, and they got me to host.
So this was the Asian Creative Academy Awards 2019.
2019.
And it was for Yo Raps.
Yo
and,
MTV
and what was
Raps.
the show
And
about?
It's an iconic hip hop and rap show from the 90s from America. They brought it back again, but they brought it back to MTV Asia, and I was the host. I was one of the hosts. And I'm a rapper, bro. Like, why did they even? I don't even know why they got me to host this thing. First of all, I don't even know how the opportunity came and crossed my path, but it just did. Like, I think one of the MTV producers, they were like, "Oh, this guy has pink hair. I like him. Like, let's get him to do this." It was one of those random, like, what?
Were
Like,
you casted immediately, or you had to audition, or?
I didn't have to audition, nothing, bro.
Oh, nothing,
like
ah.
straight away, straight away they were like, "You know what? I like this guy. I like his vibe on Instagram. Like, let's put him on a show." And I did the pilot, and then the pilot got picked up. We did a season 1, and next thing you know, I'm on Asian Academy Awards,
And you
like,
won for Best Presenter.
best presenter. So it was like a reminder, because when I was in NS, I was in MDC, Music and Drama Company, and my job there, bro, as an NSF was to be an MC. I was an MC, bro, like just microphone, right? Like host.
Correct.
Little did I know that whatever I learned during my NS, like, just creeped into my life now in ways that I wasn't aware of. So when I was doing UMTV Raps, I guess some of the things that I learned during MDC was I was able to apply it there and do a job, the kind of job that they're happy with, to the point where it led to winning this award. I'm just like, yo,
So when you
So
went
wild.
up, so when you went up on stage and said you didn't prepare a speech and all, that was for real, like,
for
it
real,
wasn't just-
for real. I had no idea what to say. I had not received an award of that stature, so I'm just like, yo, listen, guys. This is why I don't even know what I said, bro. But I was just ecstatic, and it was a reminder that everything in life happens for a reason, and you never really know when it's gonna come and like show itself to you. This one thing that you learned, this one lesson you learned in 2005. You'll be applying it in 2019 when some other thing happens, and then you don't even realize that is connected to this. But then when you detach and like look at it from a external point of view, you're like, damn, funny how life works, man. Mysterious how it works. So in that sense, that's why it was so mind-blowing for me. Here I am.
Was there because the stuff of like what I'm hearing is like a lot of this almost like you're willing it to happen via the universe lah. But was there a part of you that's like, okay, young Raja, they're gonna call my name, or is it really you're just like, just whatever happens.
Nah, bro, it's like, I mean, I hear people telling me that, oh, bro, like, just be prepared, like, you could very well just win. But I was just like, no way, bro. Like, I'm not a presenter, I'm a rapper. Like, it's just something that I did on the side. Like, I hosted the show, but that was it. There are people out there that are doing this full time. Like, I'm sure they would win.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's these fellas that would. Yeah. Why would they choose me? I'm a new guy. I'm the new guy here, right? So I walked in with that mentality, but nonetheless being grateful that I was even invited or even nominated. So I was already in that room, walking down that carpet, and I'm like, damn, this is so dope, sir. This fellas, I'm wearing head to toe Gucci, and I'm like, oh, like I was realizing the dreams that I had as a child.
Yeah.
Even though the dreams were, I want to be this big actor, what that entailed was, I want to be this big star, right? But the art form has changed from acting to rapping, and the sights and the sounds and the environment that I was experiencing, that I was a part of, was very much in line with what I was dreaming of as a child.
Wow.
So that being said, I was already happy to be there, bro, like as a nominee. Like, fuck winning, bro. Like, I don't care. Like I'm there sitting down, like in front of these people, and they're mentioning my name.
Yeah.
It's like, wow, bro. Like, I wouldn't have dreamed of this, bro. I'm a Tamil fella, bro. First gen Singaporean. Family moved from South India to Singapore. Like,
so like, where's the award now in your house?
It's in my house at the shelf. I put it up, just a little shelf.
Okay, but if you trace back, to your youth and everything.
Yeah.
Where do you think your I don't want to just call it positivity, because there's almost like the gift, the gift that kind of like willing your success into
the
life.
Secret,
the secret, sorry, the secret kind of thing.
The
secret, yeah. There's almost that kind of, I'm feeling almost that kind of vibe from you. Where do you think you learned that, or where in your past was there like a pivotal moment where this was like, you felt like this was the way you're gonna live your life and everything?
When I learned about perspective, bro.
Okay.
This was around when I was in NS, when I was in MDC. Sometime around the time where I was feeling resentful about acting and where I was. But I had a major perspective shift with how I saw the world and how I saw my life. And it was sometime around that time frame where I learned about this quote that said something like, the land of discovery doesn't lie in discovering new lands. I may be saying this wrong, but bear with me here. The land of discovery may not be in discovering new lands, but seeing with new eyes. Right? Something along those lines. I forgot what's the exact wording, but that shifted a lot of the things for me. I started to look at my life and look at all these little things that I used to want so badly, bro. For example, when I was in MDC, like I was getting unhappy about the fact that they were giving me all this stuff to do as an NSF. But when I was 15 years old, when I was in Sec 3, I was talking to Elric Tay, I don't know who I was talking to on set of some shoot for Channel 5 or what, asking this person, how do I get into MDC? Because when it's my turn to go into NS, I don't want to be in a jungle with a gun. I don't want to do that. I want to be focusing on my craft, my passion. I want to go into MDC. So the thought started when I was 15, bro. And manifest, align. So now I was already in MDC, feeling unhappy about some dumb ass shit. But I had to remind myself like, oh, wait. Pause a bit. This is exactly what I wanted, sir. How can I allow myself to feel resentment when this is totally what I wish for? So there was this one moment where this realization hit me. And it wasn't just MDC, bro. It was so many other things that was right in front of my eyes. Things that I would definitely consider blessings and things that I don't want to take for granted. Bro, crazy or what? Why would I take this for granted when I know for a fact 5 years ago, 6 years ago, I would have died for this. I would have done whatever it takes for this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was desperate for this. Like, I think about it every day. I dream about it every day. I talk about it to my friends every fucking day, bro.
Yeah.
And then here I am going through the daily struggles that is in the very micro headspace of like what I have to do and getting caught up in the motion of things. But when that perspective came, it shook up my reality in ways that I wasn't expecting.
Wow.
And then with that perspective change came the idea of gratitude. I started to learn about what gratitude means and what people do to practice that, and what it does to people that practice that,
Yeah.
So it was these two things coupled that happened sometime at the age of 21.
But there was no moment in particular or event that caused that shift.
I think I watched The Secret. Right, I was
the documentary.
the documentary on Netflix. No, I think I was reading the book, and I was introduced to the concept of law of attraction, the power of thought, the magnetism aspect of your thoughts, and the energy that you put out in this world, manifestation, the vibrations of your feelings, and willing your reality into existence. And like, I mean, these were abstract at that time. Of course, I know I come from a pretty staunch like Indian Muslim family, so it's like these are very abstractly spiritual. So not sure what this is, but I was exposed to it and I knew there was something there.
Yeah.
So I started writing things down, and then shortly after that, I got this book called The Power of Gratitude.
Oh, wow.
I think so. I think it was called Power of Gratitude. A small handbook, like this little light blue in color handbook, right? And it talks about the scientific aspect of what practicing gratitude does to your psychology, bro. And it was so profound because here I am trying to understand what The Secret was talking about, what these fellas are saying when they say law of attraction, what your thoughts. And then here is an actual physical proof, almost a step-by-step guide on what it means to feel grateful for the blessings that you have, feel grateful for the life that you have, and just see the world in a manner that allows you to be the best possible version that you can potentially be.
Wow. I really, really, really hope like there are creative people listening to this who, because in the last year, we've seen so many freelancers and creative people leave the industry.
Yeah.
Because they're like, I can't, the reality of things hit and all that. But at the same time, I think what you just mentioned about perspective and recognizing that you would, in your previous life, you have killed to be doing what you were doing at that point in time, right?
Exactly.
I think that's what a lot of people, they lost a perspective, especially during COVID. COVID was a very tough time for everyone. So a lot of people left the industry, basically dumped whatever.
Bro. Survival already, right?
Yeah, they just need to find a... I mean, I thought, to me, if anyone survived last year, that's a victory in itself already,
100%.
So I'm like, I guess in some way, you're probably also thankful that you experienced this when you were younger, such that you could, your 20s became your roaring 20s, right?
Yeah,
like shit really started happening.
Yes, because I don't think my teenage years were aligning with my friends. They probably saw me as some crazy fella that is just...
So were you always like, because you were in your 19, 20 and reading The Secret and The Power of Gratitude. How come not reading Harry Potter or whatever, that kind of stuff? So was it, were you always the person who even your friends would say, "Oh, Rajit, I mean, just thinking different, exploring different things compared to your friends"?
They never made that vocal, but it was clear that we are not in the same frequency. We're not in the same like the headspace. It was clear.
How so?
From secondary school all the way till poly years, what I was talking about, thinking about, my outlook on life and career and success, the kind of conversations that I would want to have with my friends on a day-to-day, the kind of content that I consume, the kind of things I say were all indicating towards the fact that I am definitely operating differently than my friends at that age. My friends just want to go to school, fuck around, like, do their exam, do whatever it is, and bounce, right?
Yeah.
But I got into poly because I wanted to become an actor. Like, I wanted to learn about the industry so that when I become an actor, I understand how the camera works, what this guy had to do, like understand how the game works, bro. I got into Masscom. Masscom at poly. I got into Masscom with my show reel, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I went for the audition, the interview, JPSA interview. And I had a show reel ready to show these guys that I was serious about learning about the world of media and Masscom and all that. So my headspace was different from the time I was like 14, 15. So although my friends didn't really understand where I was coming from, and I think they weren't able to vocalize the differences as well, but there was always a dissonance So I
But-
always felt like these fellas don't get me. These fellas don't understand where I'm coming from. Like I used to go for auditions and
Yeah.
shoots
Yeah.
before and after school, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Trying to balance it. Like finish lecture, straight run for shoot. Do overnight shoot, go lecture 9 a.m. Go shoot in Batam,
So
take
your
the ferry.
friends probably thought you were nuts, lah.
I believe so. I mean, of course, I had my one or two really good friends. Like shout out to Oliver. Like this one of my best buddies from poly. He understood my passion. He understood that I had big dreams, and he understood that I was willing to make sacrifices for it. And there were majority of the people were looking at me and thinking like, "Well, this fella full of shit, full of shit, this guy going around telling people that he's going to be this guy one day, that guy one day." Because I used to go around secondary school telling people that I'm going to win an Oscar one day. I'm going to be the first Tamil leveler to win an Oscar. I had one line, bro, on a TV show called Fighting Spiders when I was 14 years old. Next day I go to school, I'm like, guys, this is it. Like this is the path I'm gonna walk. You're looking at a star. Like you're looking at the next biggest whatever. You know, like I used to say shit like that. And people didn't like that, lah, bro. People were like, well, fuck you, lah, bro. Fuck. You know what I mean? I didn't know I didn't know what I was doing. I was just so in it. And as I was growing older, but towards poly years, army years, I started to realize like, okay, that's not how I should present myself to the world. That's not how I should behave. And you know, how I didn't realize how I was coming across to people, you know. So with the help of Faris and all the people that were around me, my support systems, I was able to tweak my behaviors and tweak the way that I present myself to the world. You know, that was a learning process. But for as long as I can remember, bro, I've been this guy.
Really, yeah.
Yeah.
So I mean, one thing that I find so interesting is because you rarely meet people who know from a young age what they want to do. Like even Terrence and I, we got into media when I was 30 and he was 32. No? That was when we got into media and we look at all these YouTubers, we're like, oh shit, we are old as fuck. Right?
Yeah.
So you're saying that from 13, 14, you already knew you wanted to be an actor. How far back did that thought, like at what point do you even remember? How and what about acting drew you so much?
When I was 5, I started watching Rajinikanth movies. I don't know whether you guys know who Rajinikanth
Terrence,
is.
you know Rajinikanth?
Superstar Rajinikanth.
He's like Amitabh Bachchan, you know Amitabh Bachchan? But
No, he's the Eminem, the one that looks like Eminem.
No, he does not look like Eminem.
who the fuck looks like Eminem?
He got it twisted, bro.
No. From is there any show that big movie that he
No, he's,
So many
he's the
roles.
king
All
of
of
Hollywood. Like, he's the
Okay,
king
I
of
know,
Hollywood.
I know. Yeah.
And he's
Show you a
really
picture of him
he's
later.
really Rex to Riches.
I'm sure I watched.
Rex
it.
Richards.
Rex
I don't
Richards,
think
yeah.
there's any other actor that has the impact and influence and power over his fans, right? Like Rajinikanth does.
Even more so than Amitabh Bachchan.
I think so, lah, bro. I may be wrong here. I don't want people to like say
Wow,
shit like
Amitabh
they pick
Bachchan army,
sides.
yeah.
But as far as I know, bro, there's a
Yeah.
Netflix documentary called The Love of a Man. Go check it out. It was an indie documentary that they made about the effect Rajinikanth has on his fans. They even call it Rajiniism, bro. Like you won't believe the shit that people would do for this man, bro. It's ridiculous. So I was exposed to his star power, his star effect from the time I was 5 years old. So
And
I used
he
to
was
watch his
already a
films.
star. He was
He was
already a
already
star.
at the peak of his game at that time when I was growing up.
Yeah.
So I would watch his films like every day, bro. Like I wouldn't eat. Like my mom would try to feed me. I wouldn't eat. I would tell her to play Padayappa or Arunachalam, like whatever films that we had on cassette. So she would play that shit every day. So I would watch and I would eat. And the thing about him, right, bro, as he's not like the most handsome fella. He's not the most like
Jacked
you
or
know,
anything, yeah. He's
nah,
not.
bro. He's just a Tamil guy, like Tamil fella, bro. Like, but what is so cool about him is he has a style that nobody can touch. He has fans across all generations, bro. Like all age groups, across generations, right? And he was, bro, not just across generations, across countries. He has fans in Japan. He has like what do they call it? The communities, like little
Fandom,
groups,
ah.
fandom, right? He has a Japanese fandom. He has across the world. And how he was able to amass that kind of a attraction or like amass that kind of following, right? The number one thing that is Rajinikanth's USP, I would say, is his style. He would do things that nobody else can do. He would flip a cigarette like this, and then he would catch it in his mouth. He would take I don't know whether you've seen in my videos where I flip the glasses like that. That's his move.
That's all the...
That's his move. See the way he walks in a slow-mo, the way he puts the shawl on his shoulder. There's little things that that he does, right? That is uniquely him, and people die for it. People would die for it.
So this was 5-year-old you being
5-year-old
exposed to
me
all
being
this.
exposed to that, me mimicking him, me trying to like, bro, I've been practicing that glass move my whole life, bro. My whole life, since as young as 6 or 7 years old. So my mom has seen that
Yeah.
side of me, and I would always, I'm the youngest in the family. My
Yeah.
sisters are way older than me, and my grandma, mom, everybody's like looking at me as this baby of the family, and I'm getting all the love and attention that I could possibly get. And I'm the only son. You know how it is, Indian family, only son, right? So I was basically the
champion,
prince, bro. Champion. Not only am I the last child, I'm the only son, and my parents and my sisters are way older. So the kind of affection that I'm getting is like singular. Everybody is giving a lot of shit about me every day, right? So that led to me being the center of attention most of the time. I would like do certain things, be the entertainer of the family. You know, mimic Rajinikanth, like speak like Rajinikanth, try to pretend fighting like him with my sisters. That was my childhood. And then when I was 13, the TV was on Channel 5. There was a broadcast. We are doing a mass casting call for Fighting Spiders. Now my mom was like, son, you should go for this.
Oh,
And
really?
then my sister brought me. It was an open casting call. There was like about over 800 people, 900 people that came for this at Marina Square.
Yeah.
And I think, I don't exactly remember who the judges were, but it was famous folks like Gurmit Singh, maybe Suhaimi So, or maybe Mark Lee, 4 or 5 fellas lah, bro,
Yeah.
from MediaCorp. And they were the judges. And out of the 800, 900 people that came, across all age groups and across, it was open casting call, they chose 10 fellas. I was one of the 10. And that was the start. Because it was the first time I felt that sense of validation. It's like, wow, people are telling me that I'm good at this. This reminds me of my childhood when my sisters and my mom and my dad used to pour love and affection and like look at me, mom, look at me. Oh, son, okay, you're nice, son. You know what I mean?
Oh, but so yours. I actually wanted to ask you. So family wise, there was support from day one to like
Day
pursue
one, bro.
this. Wow.
Day one. But they also were very smart in the way that they pushed me in the direction, right? They didn't just say, oh, son, do this, you'll be great at this. They didn't just say that. They said, son, do this, you'll be great at this, but don't forget that you have some responsibilities as the only son. As the only son, you have to take care of the parents. The sisters will be married off, you know, they have their own families. But from like 11 years old, my dad told me, like, you can do whatever you love, son. Anything you love, but just make sure that you're successful at it. So you don't really have much room for failure. But as subtle as he can slide it in, he told me that already. So that kind of framed my head. And plus they're elderly folks. So in my head, right, I'm like, what's right? That means I need to find success in something that I love. And I need to make sure that I'm so bloody good that it doesn't take 15, 20 years for me to make it. It must take as short of a time possible, but not trying to take no fucking shortcuts. Not trying to like, you know,
Go viral overnight.
or like pull a fast one. None of that. Like build the foundation right and approach it in the right, an honest manner, right? An ethical manner. But how can I be successful as fast, as young as possible so that I can take care of my parents while not hating my life? These were questions that were running in my mind like since I was 11, 12. Then when 14, 13 years old, my mom asked me to go for audition and I got selected for it, right? It was like, wow, the first sense of validation was like, okay.
That was your first audition lah.
First audition ever, right?
First audition
so
ever.
when I got selected, it was the first time I knew that this could be it. Like that means I'm not crazy for thinking what I think. This could be it. I mean, although it was one line on Fighting Spiders, I will never
still get
forget
mic'd up
that.
and all
Bro,
that,
I
right?
got mic'd up, bro. There was a bunch of kids that came for the show, but director Glenn Chan, like shout out to him, he gave me that line. He was like, you say this line. Like, you know what I mean? It could have been anybody.
Yeah.
But that was like one of the best moments, bro, because I felt like at the top of the world, bro. You know, although it was one line.
Yeah.
So I've spent the last 8 years trying to understand why I felt that way. You know,
Well, 11 years old, he started thinking support
Yes, yeah.
parents, pursue passion. I think I need 31 years old, then I start thinking of that.
bro. But like, but shout out to
20
my
years
parents,
together.
bro, because they were elderly folks. But by the time I came around, my mom was almost 40, my dad was almost 50.
Yeah.
They
No,
were wise. They were wise folks. You know what I mean?
I'm a new dad, and I actually subscribe to what your dad is saying lah.
Oh, bro.
Do what you want,
Yeah.
but be the fucking best at it lah. Like even if you want to be like, you know, a bad person, be the worst person in the world lah. You know, be like, you know, do something really terrible.
That's what you're telling your son, is it?
No
That's
lah.
what
I
you're-
mean, obviously, I want him to
Please don't tell
do
him that.
if you want to be bad, be the biggest fucking asshole. in the world.
I'm glad we have a real living example of someone who actually pursued that advice.
Yeah.
And got there. And is here to tell us. And it can still be so positive about it. Huh?
So then like what is your is anyone else in your family in entertainment or media?
No.
No, you're the only one.
Yeah.
Shit.
But my dad is a poet and he's been an artist. He paints. So he has that artist blood in him that he never really got a chance to explore at his younger days, you know. He chose a life that was the most sensible at that time in Tamil Nadu. In that year, 1970s, became a professor, pursued academia, came to Singapore, became a tuition teacher. Mom is a housewife, sisters all teachers, government jobs, like very safe. You know, so the whole idea of go live your dreams were not in my household because before me, my sisters got the short end of the stick, man, because they struggled with my family, you know what I mean? When they moved to Singapore, the difficult years, my sisters had to go through that.
Oh, your sisters were born in
All
India.
of them born in India.
All of them born. Oh, so you're the only one born in Singapore.
Yes, bro. So by the time they came here, they settled down, then I came around, right? It was like the better part of the family, the life of the family already. The better time frame already. Before me
see.
was the shit. After me was like, okay, we kind of got some stability now. So the environment that I grew up in was honed for the best kind of childhood that I could possibly have lah. So I had the best version of my mom. I got to experience the best version of my dad. I got to experience the best versions of my sisters, my grandma. So it was full of love lah, bro. It was like very nurturing, very nurturing.
So
Childhood.
during those 8 years when you say, you know, you were growing resentful
Yeah.
and not getting the opportunities, what was that dynamic like? Because here you are, your parents were kind of encouraging, nurturing,
Yeah.
but you were not getting the success you wanted.
Yeah.
So what was that? Did you ever think like, fuck, I can't, before that 8-year mark where you decided to do music, were there points where you're like, you know what, I should just do something more conventional?
No.
No. Huh?
Never once.
Never once.
It was almost like blind faith, bro. It was blind faith. And the blind faith continued all the way until I had to be real with myself and understand that it's not a me issue. It might just be a place issue. You know? Because I'm not saying this like in any kind of animosity or like coming from any bad, malicious place or what. But I realized that all the auditions that I was getting exposed to or like getting notified about were just not the kind of roles that I had in mind. Simple as that.
Yeah.
You know? But how could it be that for 8 years I don't come across a single audition or casting call or single opportunity? Okay, not single, but like enough substantial amount of opportunities
Yeah.
for us to shine, bro. I mean, for us to come through and do what we've been blessed with, you know? So I started to be like, oh, okay. So, because prior to that thinking, I was like, I gotta go, gotta fucking grind. But how much you wanna grind? Like, there's only X amount of auditions you can go for. And out of the X amount of auditions, with 10 auditions, I get 2 roles, right? I rinse and repeat for how long, bro? You know what I mean? Do I grind all the way until I get that one role in Netflix or some major fucking break? I mean, that's how it usually is, right?
Yeah.
But I felt like my time was ticking already. My parents are getting old. I'm like about to finish NS. You know what I mean? Like I cannot fuck around and just like think of myself and my own dreams. I need to do something that I still feel passionate about, but something that can help me realize the goals and dreams that I have. And it was in that headspace. But I didn't know I was going to do music.
Yeah.
You got to keep in
Yeah.
mind. You got to know that I wasn't thinking of anything else.
Yep.
I
Yep.
was feeling these things about my place in life, about acting, about my passions. Like very like, wow, like is this it? Like how could it
Yeah.
be, sir? Like I'm so fucking ready. Like I'm dedicated. I'm hardworking. Like how is this not working out? Then Faris was like, bro,
Try music.
try music. Just
So-
try.
so-
So God used, I believe
Yeah.
that God used him as a vessel to bring this piece of information to me. And I believe that God does that. God uses people as his instruments and his vessels. Whether it's God or the higher power, the unseen forces, whatever it is you believe in. But at that moment in time, Faris was the vessel to show me this new path that I would never consider.
So when the first musical piece that you all recorded together was More Better.
More better, yeah.
So when you had that finished piece before you uploaded it, because by then I'm guessing your following on Twitter was not the greatest, right?
Nah, bro.
Same with Faris.
Yeah, it
So when
was-
you saw that end product, right, were you like, "Fuck, this is fire, bro. This is gonna go viral," or
we didn't really have expectations. Faris at that time posted a video of himself, just himself rapping. And it went viral, bro. Started trending in Singapore, Malaysia. Then he looked at me and he said, "Bro, you should." But this is after he said, "Bro, you should rap." And then I was already trying to make raps, go to the studio with a producer,
and writing your own songs.
writing my own song. Started already. The
Started
journey had already started for like a few months, lah, maybe 3-4 months.
This was in
2017.
2017. Okay.
June, I had my first session with the producer. This was around September, October when Faris said, "Bro, like let's record a video and post it up." Because he had already posted a video and went viral, right?
Yeah.
Bro, I think it would be quite cool if you rap in Tamil and English, and I rap in Malay and English, and we give our own flavor as Singaporeans. And since we're best friends, like people can't fake chemistry, bro. I mean, chemistry is one of those things where either you have it or you don't, right? But we have that. We good friends, best friends for how long already? So let's just post a rap video lah, bro. Like cool or what? But we didn't post it with any expectations lah. But sure enough, like after 3 hours, it was trending in Singapore and Malaysia, and it was like everybody was like, "Oh my god, like who are these two new guys?" Because it clicked. Suddenly they're like, "Oh, this fella is his friend. This guy is his friend. They're friends. What?"
And you were already known as Young. You already had your.
I
Young
was
Raja.
MC Raja at that time.
MC Raja.
I didn't have the name Young Raja then.
MC Raja.
I was I wasn't putting out any music or anything, but I was actively in the clubs. I was putting myself out there lah.
What do you mean in the club, like
MCing.
Oh, MC.
Yeah.
So the
Yes.
MCing, like the EMCEE or the rapping MCing?
EMC, but rapping MC. So the
Rapping
hip hop MC.
What's EMCing?
The one like welcome, guest of honor.
Oh, the
like I did at your wedding
MC.
lah.
Oh, wedding MC.
But it's like it's
Hey,
like
club lah. Who goes to the club? Welcome to Zoom.
Welcome to the
tonight
hip-hop
we're going to
night.
be playing
I'd like to
electronic
welcome
dance
the
music.
guest of honor tonight. Everybody please rise.
Heng Swee will be making an appearance. Of course, it's the wedding.
As you can
It's
tell, I
the-
wasn't
it's the
much of a
picture-
clubber. I wasn't much of a clubber.
it's bro. I mean it's somewhere aligning with that. But it's the put your fucking hands up. Everybody,
okay.
whatever. You know, it's the hype man.
Yeah, yeah.
So at that time, I had to come up with a stage name. It was called MC Raja.
Yeah.
And then there was the life that I had, lah, bro. That was me trying to put myself out there, getting ready for the ORD life. Because you gotta keep in
that
mind,
was when
these
you were
were
in NS. That
these
was
were
in
the
MDC.
tail end of my MDC years.
Oh, okay,
where
okay,
I'm
okay.
like starting to think of what kind of seeds of intentions can I plant now, which would lead to fruits of my reality like 5 years later.
Yeah.
I started to ask that question towards ORD date. Then I was like, you know what? Then Faris was like, okay, do music. Okay, let me do music. If I'm going to do music, I'm not going to just stick to doing music. I'm going to be an MC at a club so that all the music guys, when they pull up to the clubs, I can meet the right fellas, I can network with the right people. I'm putting myself in an environment that I'm sure I would brush shoulders with some fella that could, potentially work together with or something like that, right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I had that kind of a thinking, which ended up to be exactly right, bro. When I was MCing at these clubs, I met pretty much like Jasper, my guy that directs all my videos. I met him at Cherry. May, my stylist, she's been styling me for all my videos. I met her at Cherry when I used to MC at Cherry. Shaurya, my day one brother, bro. I would die for this guy. Is MO3. We started MO3 together with Zeke, Shaurya, Faris, and I. Shaurya, I met him at Cherry. Bro, like a lot of groundbreaking, life-changing events have come from the MC days.
Sorry, a boomer
Yes.
question. Where's Cherry?
Cherry
what's
used to be at near Paragon, there behind Paragon.
Paragon, Cherry.
Beside
Near
Mount E,
China
is it?
Black there or something, is it?
China Black?
Hey, there's a China Black. There's a club, right?
China
Yes,
Black? Bro, I'm not
Pacific
sure.
Plaza,
That was fucking
Pacific
long
Mount
ago.
E, is it? What's the hospital?
Mount
behind
Mount
Paragon?
Yeah, Mount E.
Mount E.
Orchard, no? Yeah.
Mount E Orchard, right? Just go down the path. I used to be there last time.
Oh,
I
you
still
used to
Oh,
be
this is
there lah.
shophouse kind, is it?
Yeah,
Ah,
2017.
Wow.
2017. So you
You
were.
damn uncool lah, Haresh. You don't know Cherry. Wow, you're loud.
Hey,
you're
you
loud.
just asked. Do you even know?
But bro, like I've so many things to be grateful for, man. Like
Yeah.
shout out to DJ Rattle, DJ Fader.
So that was kind of
These
like
guys gave me the opportunity to like MC.
But that means was Faris part of the scene already? Because to break into this sort of scene, you can't just rock up and show up, right?
Yeah, definitely. So Faris and I were, trying to figure out how we can kickstart.
Yeah.
So the dropping the freestyles that eventually started trending and all were the launch pad lah, so to speak.
Then after that, you started doing the MCing and
MCing
all.
was simultaneously happening already.
Yes, yes.
Like concurrently.
Yeah.
I'm working on music, putting it out there. I'm at the clubs Fridays and Saturdays. Fires is with me. Like our entourage is with us, getting fucked, like just having a good time.
So when you wrote your first thing, did you find it surprisingly easy to write rap?
No, bro, actually. Actually, the whole process of fine-tuning what my approach is going to be for rapping, right? Anybody can be a rapper, bro. Like, that's facts. Like, rapping is not difficult.
Would you believe it that we also have a rap song?
100. Oh, really?
Yeah, but dude, fucking, it's just
Not a surprise.
Don't go there.
I mean,
don't
bro,
go there.
Bro, honestly, the entry level, the barrier of entry for rapping per se, it's not like crazy, bro. Like, if you want to be a Hollywood actor, maybe you have to go train for X amount of years or months to get the technicalities right, the art form right, before you know, act like Christoph Waltz or act like whoever lah, right? The preparation. But for rapping, although you need the preparation, you need the technical knowledge and all, but for you to make a rap song with the current standards that we have, like, and how rap has evolved over the years, right?
Yeah.
The barrier of entry has become really low. And one of the things that we got to give credit to is technology and internet, SoundCloud, the fact that you can buy a MacBook with Logic. Bro, today, you can go to Siemens Square, buy everything that you need to become a rapper, to become a musician. You can record a song in that day and upload it to the cloud, the web, the same day. So anybody can become a star out of anywhere, right? So this is like the new norm for that we have when it comes to the music world, the musicians, the industry, the music industry. So we were able to utilize that lah, bro. Social media, put ourselves out there and see what happens. And that was us rolling the marbles.
But what was this scene like, the rap scene in Singapore like at that time? I mean, obviously everyone knows Sugar Shay and all that, and I mean Sheikh Haikal before him and all.
Yeah,
but what was it that inspired you to think that, you know, you could rise above this? In fact, more than anything,
because Singapore, bro, like didn't really have a very. I mean, we're building it now, but the mainstream music industry in Singapore is still at the infantile stage. And that is because of many things coming together, right?
Yeah.
One of the most important things we got to talk about when it comes to Singapore's music scene is the fact that we don't have a diverse range of talents here. We don't have artists that are doing unique things, and a bunch of them. We have a few. Lion City Boy, Sugar Shay, Shackle. On the pop side, we got, you know, used to have Sam Willows or Cesare or whoever, right?
Yeah.
But you can count with your fingers, right?
Yeah.
And for you to have a scene, the number one thing you need to have a scene is a diverse group of artists, right? If you don't have a diverse group of artists, then you don't have a scene, bro. You know what I mean? You have what you could call, maybe you could call it a scene lah, but it's not what it should be. You know, you go to America, you look at UK, you look at the scene is filled with so many unique, different, a variety of talents, right? It creates the scene. But we've never had that. But we've had independent artists, a lot of independent artists, right? But when it comes to mainstream, right, can count with two hands, bro. Only one hand. So because of the lack of mainstream talents that are pushing the Singapore sound on a mainstream level on all the radio stations and putting Singapore on the map, on a global map, and like putting the Singapore sound on a global map, there weren't many practitioners that were helping us to put the local sound on the map. And because of that, the scene has forever stayed in an infantile stage. And couple that with people saying, Singapore no talent, Singapore no local talent, fuck it, look at K-pop, we shall consume everything from America, we shall consume everything from Korea. But Singapore no talent. You couple these two things together, you have a stagnant scene. People are afraid to take the first leap of faith. People are afraid to walk down this path because they think it's a battle that you will lose from the start. The odds are not in your favor. But then when I met Zeke, my guy, my brother, Flight School, he's the guy that started the label MO3 Records and signed me to his label. He had a strategy. He had a strategy to kind of help us maneuver in this deep, dark ocean.
Yeah.
You know, and his strategy worked out lah. You know,
What was that strategy?
the strategy was essentially to build a career, you know, by not just by putting out hot songs, but simultaneously changing people's perspectives while you're putting out hot songs. So it cannot just be the kind of songs that the radios will be like, oh my God, we love it, we want to play on our station. It cannot just be that.
Yeah.
It needs to concurrently and simultaneously let people know that there's local talents here that are good enough for you to pay attention to, that are worthy of your attention.
But even that sounds quite abstract. Like that could be the goal of anyone, right? But
Yeah.
how do you actually? How does that influence this type of songs that you make?
So the kind of songs that are hype, I mean, you heard Mustafa, my debut single.
Yeah.
It was a hype party record, bro. You don't have to be a fan of rap music for you to like that song. You could be just a casual music listener and you could like that song. So it was planned for it to be that. Like for that to be my debut single. That is how we make an introduction. Guys, Singapore, check out Young Raja. His latest single, Mustafa.
I see.
No matter what language you speak, no matter where you're from, if you listen to Mustafa, it has the kind of high, intense energy. If you like music, if you like to go to festivals and clubs, it will move you. You would shake your head. You would you would remember it at least, you know?
But it has to be of a certain quality. Like
Of
if
course,
Harish
bro.
and I went to make
Of
Jalan
course.
Kayu,
Of
Jalan
course.
Kayu,
Of
Roti
course.
Prata or something.
No, exactly.
Yeah.
So it was a strategic move because here I was trying to make music, right? I
Yeah.
could make any kind of music that I love, bro. It could be a love song, it could be a trap song, it could be something that I just like without having the scene in mind, without having our environment in mind, right?
Yeah.
The environment we're in is filled with people that think there's no local talent, right? So how do you change their perspectives? You got to give them something that blows them away, that makes them question whether what they believe in is real or not. Like you challenge the status quo. You're like, if they were to say Singapore no local talent, then we show them local talent and we present it in a way where they cannot ignore it. So when Zeke started with MO3, it was me and Faris. We were doing all the headlining acts. We were everywhere, bro. Like it was just two boys with one song each. But why were we everywhere? Why did we shut down Ignite at Republic Poly? Why were we part of the first ever hip hop segment in Babies? We were making so much buzz, bro. It was so much noise that we created as an indie label. And this was only possible because of that strategic view or the strategic plans that Zeke had for the label and for us as artists. So we were building the career and we were building the artistry while changing people's perspectives on what local artists can be. And that started off a ripple, a cascading series of events. So going back to your question, which was how was the scene back then, right? Before we started, there was no mainstream game, bro. Nobody was playing the mainstream game except folks like Cesare. I think Gentle Bones was part of the label. Sam Willows. You can count with one hand. And they were pushing their own artistry. And, you know, like I mentioned, for you to have a scene, you got to have a whole bunch of them, right? Not just 3, not just 5. But the moment Faris and Flight School, the whole bunch of us at MO3 Records, the moment we started to do what we did, we proved to the younger aspiring artists that if you want to pursue rap music as a mainstream career choice, you can do it. And it's okay if you are Malay or Indian or Chinese or Eurasian. It's okay. It doesn't matter. Doesn't matter what language you speak also. If you're from Singapore and you want a mainstream career in hip hop, hey man, I speak Tamil and English, bro. I just did it.
So was that also a strategic thing to not just do English, not just do Tamil, do both together?
It was something that was half strategy and half sensible. Because when I was trying to see if rap could be a thing, I tried to write fully in English and that didn't feel as natural as it should have. You know? It felt like I was forcing myself to like be something that I wasn't. When I tried to write fully in Tamil also, didn't come out smoothly. But the moment I tried to mix it right, it was like eureka moment, bro, because it was a testament to the Singaporean DNA, which I wasn't seeing that at first. It was an accidental, like, when I mix these Tamil words inside, it's like a tab, bro. I don't have to try. I can just sit here, think of what I want to say, and it translates so smoothly from thought to paper. Or from thought to my notepad on my phone. When the bilingual aspect came in, it set me on a motion of exploring lyricism in a whole new world. But prior to that, I was experimenting with full English, experimenting with these kind of demos. But it was a process of finding it lah.
But were you always a writer from young, or were you always a reader or a wordsmith from young?
No, but I was always a hip hop fan. Like I was a avid hip hop listener from 10, 11 years old. Like listen every day to school, come back, earphones, iPod, Touch, like listening to Eminem album, Kanye album, Lil Wayne album, that kind.
Actually, you just touched on something that was super interesting. You know, you were saying about the Olympics just finished, right? Joseph Schooling just came back and all. You're saying about you want to prove to all the young people out there that you can be a hip hop artist and you can pursue it as a career.
Yeah.
In some ways, having appeared on Jimmy Fallon, or there's like Joseph Schooling winning the gold medal for swimming. So you are like the schooling for rap music in Singapore. La.
Wow, bro.
You've gone to the US and appeared on mainstream
cannot draw
media.
parallel to Joseph Schooling. This guy is the pride of a nation, bro. Shout out to him.
But the Fallon thing, I was like, wow, this is. I mean, they're playing your song on national TV in the US. I mean, and Questlove was vibing to it.
And he also showed your record, right?
Showed
Like
your
you and
record.
about.
Yeah. I mean, although it was on a segment called Do Not Play and him saying, don't play this, I think this was definitely one of the most groundbreaking moments for Singaporean or like Southeast Asian artists, bro.
Yeah.
No, because they finally look at us as not as like the caning country, the
or COVID zero deaths,
country,
yeah.
or the very clean country, or crazy rich Asians. It's like, there's artists, there's music, there's a scene from here.
Exactly.
And here's a track from this guy, album,
Exactly.
cover art, everything. I was like, oh shit.
So like, there were a lot of people that were giving like mixed opinions about, Young Raja, why are you celebrating this? He wasn't even saying nice things. But whatever, right? I couldn't hear any of that, bro. I couldn't hear any of these fellas that are looking at this as like half glass empty, right?
Yeah.
I couldn't hear them.
Yeah.
All I could hear was Jimmy Fallon saying Singaporean rapper Young Raja.
Yeah.
That's all I could hear. It kept ringing in my head. This fella didn't introduce me as an Indian artist, Tamil artist,
Singaporean
Southeast
rapper.
Asian artist, Asian artist. No, bro. He said Singaporean rapper, bro. That is a win for all of us here that are trying to fight the status quo. They're trying to challenge the status quo where motherfuckers don't think that we have what it takes. They don't think Singaporeans have what it takes. They think we have to look outside. We have to keep looking outside. We have to export these fellas like, fella from Singapore need to go to some other country, become big, and then only we respect the fella. Is that the truth of how we are as a country, as one people? Well, it seems like it. Seems like that's what people are saying, and it hasn't changed much. So when I woke up to that piece of news, bro,
How do you find out the first thing that alerted you to it?
my God, I think it was a Tuesday, 12 p.m. I woke up drinking my water in my room, and I get a comment on my Facebook, YouTube channel, Mami video. Somebody just commented saying, Jimmy Fallon brought me here.
Oh
shit.
So I get notified and I look and I open it and I straight away reply. I'm like, what? Question mark, exclamation point. Because I'm thinking these fellas are trolling me. A minute later, I get a DM from somebody that I don't even know on Instagram.
Yeah.
And the DM is a picture from a random person of her TV screen in her living room. And it's a picture of Jimmy Fallon holding Mami. And I start shaking, bro. I start shaking. And I start trembling, bro. I don't even know what the context was. Like, I just saw that and I started shaking. I walked out of my room. I looked at my mom. I cried like a child, bro. I cried like a child. And I told her that something crazy just happened.
Yeah.
And Jimmy Fallon just said my name on his show and played my song on his show. She started crying. She started crying. I go to my dad's room. I tell my dad. My dad starts crying. We just hug each other. Have one of the most emotional moments, bro. Because you gotta understand that my parents, right, from the time as early as 9-10 years old, they've been telling me like, son, you're gonna be great one day. You're gonna be an amazing artist one day. You're gonna be a big Hollywood artist. Like, people will be knocking on your door,
Really?
son. Yeah, for as long as I can remember, bro. They have provided me that kind of a spirit for me to go do me and put myself and go me versus the world. Like, let's go see what potential there is.
Yeah.
They have been instilling me with the right kind of spirit from as young as 8, 9 years old. Like, son, you got this, son. Son, you'll be one of the best actors, son. Don't even worry. We're praying for you. You have the blessings of your ancestors, the blessings of us. We're praying for you. You were not born by accident. I was hoping for a son for like 20 years. You're a blessing. You're a gift of God. But that could have turned into, I could have been a brat. I could have been spoiled by that kind of a upbringing, bro. But it didn't. It empowered my spirit in ways that I can't put into words. So when this Jimmy Fallon thing happened, it was like, oh shit, it was like a reminder that life works in mysterious ways and anything could happen anytime, bro.
Was there any clue how they chanced upon you?
Don't know, bro.
No?
Nobody from my team knew that was happening.
Nobody
saw it
slipped
coming.
something to
Nobody
Questlove?
slipped. No, nothing. None of that. It happened completely by random.
Wow.
It was the most
crazy.
unexpected event. Somebody from Jimmy Fallon's team found my song and decided to put it up. They went to the extent of editing the artwork to make it TV friendly. Because if artwork, if you see on
Really?
Spotify, there's a couple of girls. I mean, it's not explicit or anything. It's just I'm sitting in the
they
bathtub.
removed something.
They edited they took a still from the video, which is
Okay.
a much more TV friendly.
and then they
image.
blew that up, lah.
They blew that up.
I see.
And that takes effort, bro. Like, they really wanted to talk about this, and it's just so wild to think about it, bro.
And then
like,
I saw after that when you tweeted, Questlove tweeted back or Jimmy Fallon.
Jimmy Fallon followed me, bro, on Instagram, on Twitter. And I DM him straight away. I was like, yo, this is mad. Thank you for the follow or something like that.
Yeah.
And he replied. He replied straight away. He's like, we loved the song. We even played it to the break. Congratulations and all the best or something like that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Bro, wild lah, bro. It was so wild, bro. Then everybody was like signing up petitions,
No, I mean,
creating
this is-
petitions to like get him to get me on the show.
Yeah.
And saying like, Jimmy Fallon, you should have played the other parts of the song. You didn't do him justice. He's
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
our brightest art. Like, people were fighting for me. And I was like, just sitting back, fucking emotional, just unpacking, bro. Just trying to unpack what is going on,
Quickly, before we forget, is there a petition out there that we can sign or something? Get
think
Young
there
Raja.
is.
out.
There still is.
There
There
still
still
is,
is.
bro.
Let's go
Still
and
is.
sign. Yeah, everybody
We
go
are-
and
We can
find
put
it.
a link in the show notes. We'll put the link in the show notes.
I mean, shout out to whoever that created it. I don't know
Yeah.
who created it, bro. Like, but it was a testament to the fact that people believe in the vision, bro. People believe in the hustle, the grind. Because we're not just out here trying to do music, bro. We're trying to put Singapore on the map. That's what that's all what we all trying to do, right?
Yeah.
We're not just doing whatever we do for Singaporeans.
Yeah.
We're trying to do it for the world, not just for ourselves, but for the world to see. Right? We consume so much from other parts of the world. Why can't other people consume our shit too? Why can't our shit be as great as that, or even greater than that?
Yeah.
So I'm very happy to see a lot of Singaporean shows getting added on Netflix.
Yeah.
And like the whole, like the scene just becoming bigger and bigger and bigger.
Yeah.
So after Fariz and I, and Zeke and Shaurya, after MO3 started, and after all the buzz that was created, there's a lot more rappers, bro. A lot more rappers.
You see that as a good thing, lah. It's a good
Great thing, because this is indication that the scene is growing. We are moving from infantile stage to a more fleshed out stage in the scene. And what happens then is people's perspectives will change much more rapidly because they see this wide variety of talents and artists and rappers and musicians. They're like, okay, now I cannot say that Singapore doesn't have talent, bro.
Correct.
Cannot say that. People cannot say that. Because one day there'll be a Singapore festival, the whole lineup will be Singaporean artists, and it'll be fucking dope.
Yeah.
It'll be so dope, right? That people would fly from overseas to come and watch our Singapore festival, like how we would want to go to Coachella and watch.
Yeah.
You know?
So how you helping these new and upcoming younger artists?
Like, do you have a skills future course on how to become a rapper?
masterclass? How to get on Jimmy Fallon before
Wow,
age
bro.
25?
National
I
Youth Council
wish-
haven't reached out to you yet.
Not yet, bro.
Yeah.
Shout out to them, bro. Hey, holla at your boy, man.
No, I'm asking this because I see parallels. Like we started on YouTube, everything, and YouTube scene in 2013 was damn exciting. 2014, people were helping each other up. We were pulling each other up. We're like, hey, your video's funny. Let's work together.
Yeah.
But you see now it's all dead already. None of that anymore. And I feel like it was quite sad that it kind of became like that, where everybody sort of like got into different factions, and there was less cross collaborating. Yeah. So when I hear a story, it's super inspiring. Firstly, because you're just, you're like, fuck it, just barge into the US mainstream and everything. And you're talking about not being afraid of competition. In fact, you're embracing the fact that you're pulling people up and inspiring more to take it up as well.
Yeah.
So that was something that I think the YouTube scene lacked, and that's why today we suffer a bit for it. So I'm just wondering how you, as young Raja, the guy who was on Jimmy Fallon, how are you helping the young guys?
Every artist is a shelf life, bro. Like, I'm not going to be foolish enough to say that I'm going to be here for 10, 20, 30 years. Like, Kanye and Justin Bieber, these kind of fellas can constantly reinvent themselves because they're geniuses in their own ways, These are anomalies. Not everybody's like that, right? I understand that as a mainstream artist, there's only a period of time, like X number of years where I'm hot. After that, it'll be the next guy. That's the nature of the business.
Yeah.
Know what I mean? That's the nature of our media industry. You're hot for a couple of years and it's time for the next guy to take, because culture changes, trends change, people's consumer behavior changes.
Yeah.
Like sound changes. Like what was hot in 2017 is not hot now. It's in terms of rap songs.
Yeah.
So you got to take all these considerations in, like all these variables about the game that you are a part of. Because you are players in your game, which is, podcast, video creation. I'm a player in my game of music, raps, all that.
Yeah.
And we are all just part of the game, bro. So having this understanding helps, because I'm not just sitting here thinking of like what I can do to get my bag and get out. What I can do to get the most money and then like make the hottest songs and bounce.
Yeah.
Like, I understand that the place that I have right now is one of the most unique places any musician that can be blessed with. Any musician can be blessed with. I am a new artist, bro. I have 5 songs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I have built a career out of 5 songs. Like, I have a wonderful team at Universal Music Singapore and Def Jam Southeast Asia. These are big names, bro. Big umbrellas. Like, these are insane, like unimaginable support systems that I can possibly have. Like, I wouldn't have dreamed of being a part of a support system like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But these are the people that I'm surrounded by, that I'm proud to call my team, bro. So like, I'm reminding myself every day like how fortunate I am to not go through the struggle of an indie musician that's trying to survive for 10 years. Because I know a lot of friends like that.
Yeah.
I step in the scene, day one already is major label. Day one, I never had to struggle. I mean, there was challenges. There were challenges, bro.
Yeah.
But with my team, with the teamwork that my guys had, that we built, the synergy that we built, the kind of moves that we were able to do, the kind of strategies that were in place. 4 songs, 5 songs, I've built a career. Thank God, bro. I'm so grateful for what I have. I'm so grateful for all the things that led me to this point. So I'm never once going to take this position for granted, bro. So you couple that with the understanding that my time is ticking.
Yeah.
I'm not going to be here forever. So what is on my plate as my responsibility? My responsibility is to inspire as many people as I possibly can. There are 1 million people out there that think this is not possible. This is not viable. I have cousins, people in my community that saying like, I'll just be a doctor, fucking lawyer, engineer.
Yeah.
Bro,
Yeah.
I'm here wearing fucking painting my nails. I pull up to an Indian Muslim wedding, all the aunties jaw like, you know what I mean? Like, but I don't give a fuck. Like, I'm not painting my nails. I'm not wearing earrings just cause I like it.
Yeah.
I like what it represents, bro. You walk into Sephora, I got my face in there. Like, I don't wear makeup, but I just did a gig with Sephora. I like what that means. We are breaking out of the mold, bro. And not just on a stereotypical masculinity standpoint, but also on a Singaporean rapper, Singaporean artist, local artist. What can a local artist be like?
Yeah.
We're breaking away all the fucking molds that have been set in place. Or if you want to sing in Tamil, or if you want to rap in Tamil, 987 cannot play. They played it, bro. They play my songs on 987. No.
No, man, I totally think you paid your dues, man. Like, I mean, although you're talking about 4 or 5 songs, but I think those years, between 14 and 22 that you spent hustling and all that, those are, I mean, I don't know what I spent my teenage years doing, but those years, I think they taught you something about being resilient and looking for that light at the end of the tunnel, not just waiting for it to come to you.
Yeah, bro.
And
Absolutely.
I think that's you've set yourself up that good luck happens to you. You know, you put yourself in the right position to catch
bro.
it when the train comes by. You see?
And I think that's super important because there's always this notion of overnight success. You know, you have one video on TikTok go viral and suddenly you're a star. But if you unpack everything you just said, it sounds like, you know, facing the stereotype of what an Indian actor is in Singapore, and correct me if I'm wrong, has given you the fire to change
For
that,
sure.
right? So in some
For
way,
sure.
all that contributed to what you're experiencing now.
Exactly,
Because
bro.
my one of my questions is going to be, it sounds, what motivates you more, the artistry or the fact that you're in a position to change the landscape, change the stereotype, change the mold of what it means to be an Indian man who's that talented, lah.
I guess that's very kind of you, bro. I mean, I have a few things that I love to do, few things that I'm passionate about, and I'm very blessed to be able to work with people that are better than me in many ways to create something that's larger than us. You know, that's what I meant when I said, like, I paint my nails because I like what it stands for. It stands that it means that this straight masculine rapper guy is not gonna play within your stigmas, right? So you challenge those stereotypes and challenge the status quo in that way, right? So the first leg of my career has always been fueled by the excitement that I felt, knowing that we can change the game, we can fuck shit up majorly, because now I'm not bound by anybody's shackles, like anybody's opinions or whatever box they're trying to put me in. I'm not bound by motherfuckers trying to cast me in Indian 18-year-old male nurse role. I can be an artist that is me, bro. Fuck everybody. I'll be me. And there's nothing more liberating than being yourself and just inspiring people to empower themselves, or empowering people by being yourself. There's nothing more liberating than that. So that excitement fueled me. It's like, man, this is so powerful. This is so powerful. If only my cousins knew that they can do whatever the fuck they want and don't have to listen to their mom to become a money changer. You know? But my parents gave me that freedom and liberty to like figure shit out for myself.
So does that also, because I mean your songs, like the lyrics also, I mean, because you know you have the stereotypical rapper who's all about, you know, like masculine stuff, and I mean I admittedly don't listen.
That's a very passive view already.
I know. I'm saying, let me finish.
Okay.
Oh, this guy always. No, I'm saying that is the stereotype. You know, like I think, you know, when I've only started listening to more rap over the years, and I also can see even in the West, the people, you get the non-stereotypical rapper, like, you know, people like Little Dicky.
Yeah.
You know, like,
Funny.
who would have thought that, but he's a fucking talented rapper.
Granted, yes.
And I mean, when I listen to your songs and all, like you also talk about stuff that is very uniquely Singaporean.
Yeah.
Right. And how do you come up with these sort of concepts, and do you always draw from your own personal experience, talking about your family, talking about your team? Because you mentioned your team quite a lot in your songs also.
I do, yeah.
So how do you come up with those sort of songs?
Well, bro, like rap and hip hop as a culture, as a genre, as an art form, already, like, off the bat demands a certain level of authenticity from the artist. It demands it, right? Whereas for the other genres that we have, pop, R&B, it doesn't really demand to that extent. You can have other songwriters writing for you. It may not necessarily be your own words, you know what I mean? But we can make a hot song. You know what I mean? No disrespect to the other genres, but I'm just saying that hip-hop, one of the beautiful parts about hip-hop is that it demands that authenticity. It has to be your own voice. The moment you try to spin tales that are not yours, right? People can call it out. People can call you out, bro, from a mile away. You cannot possibly be from Singapore and talk about guns, right, bro? You cannot. How are you gonna do that? People will sniff that shit from a mile away. So, rap and hip hop has that criteria already. It has to be real stories, bro. You want to make it fun, lighthearted. You want to make it cheeky, funny. That's okay. But foundationally, you cannot rap about things that are cap. We call it cap. Cap is like you lying, right, bro? It's like it's not true. So artists that rap about having a Benz or fucking gold chains when they don't have it is what we see in the game of hip hop and rap, because everybody thinks that they got to emulate
Yep.
They look at the West and they're like, oh, you know what? I want to rap like Drake, so I will write lyrics like Drake and then emulate. But that's not the way to go. Your authentic self is what fuels the art form, right? So because I was a fan of rap music for so long, I understood that element of rap.
Yeah.
And I was able to approach it from that standpoint. That means I asked myself, like, what are the things that I think is fucking dope to say as a bilingual boy? What are the things that I saw growing up, or heard growing up, or heard my parents say, or I think is funny, or like, you know?
Yeah.
So these are my thoughts, bro. I have to write it down and they become the raps, right? So is this approach that helps me carve out my lyrics in the way that I do. But I consciously choose it to be lighthearted and fun because that is who I am. Bro, if you met me during secondary school, I'm a class clown, bro. I'm trying to make all the girls laugh, you know what I mean? Trying to like make fun of the teacher, like trying to entertain people, you know. That is me. I'm not no hard gangster fella that was in gangs and fucking, you know, doing this and nah. So if I were to put out hard raps that is like fucking different image, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing a great disservice to the art form.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, Harish, I wasn't shitting on you just now for.
Sounded like you were lah.
No, it's just that.
It's great to get that out of the way.
I'm a bit more. I have studied a little bit of hip hop lah.
Yeah, but some of our listeners haven't, right?
I know. I'm just saying. Actually, it's funny we're talking today because yesterday was the 10th year anniversary of Watch the Throne being released.
Wow, yeah, bro. Yes.
And in November is going to be the 10th year anniversary of Drake's Take Care album. So that was a turning point in hip hop when, you know, that whole masculine thing is shifted towards R&B and rap.
Yes.
Mixing together. And that's why to say it's just that, you know, 50 Cent, bang, 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 want to kill you.
But I did say, so our podcast, we call it Yalla Butt because we argue a lot lah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
okay.
so my point just now, I said that was the stereotype and it changed in the West.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You never let me finish.
Okay,
so
no,
I'm just saying.
I wasn't bringing this up to flex out, but I was bringing this up because with what you just said about authenticity is exactly what Jay-Z said in his autobiography, Decoded lah.
Yeah.
It's about authenticity. It's about that taking experiences, you know, from your childhood, from whatever, and putting it on paper.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad that there's someone doing it in Singapore.
Yeah.
You know, taking that experience that you have as a minority, as you know, someone who's struggling to make it in the industry, and now you made it, and now you're just pulling everyone up with you. And that shows on your
like,
music.
This is just the beginning, man. Like this is we barely scratched the surface here. You know, like, you know, people get it twisted. They think that being authentic has to be like all deep and like dark and like poetic. You know, people have different approaches for their art form, right? There are rappers that rap like lyricism, like Jay-Z, right? Where it's like storytelling. There are rappers like Lil Dicky that's like funny. You know, people have their sound, right? So just because somebody's sound is mainstream and hype doesn't mean it's not real to them. You know, like you could listen to Mustafa where I say, call me young Mustafa Brown superstar. You know what I mean? You could think of that as like, oh, you know, I'm just like characterizing myself as something else. But I'm imagining myself as I'm young Mustafa. Like it's a character that I create for. That's my art form. Like I like to do it this way. The whole reason why I do my art in this manner is because I know for a fact that this is true to my personality and who I am deep down. This is who I am. This is the kind of person that I am. And I am trying to inspire as many people as I can by having that authentic display of self.
But do you sometimes or ever feel the pull that, okay, I need to do something a bit more, you need to fight the clickbait lah, almost, you know?
Yes.
Because we've seen that on YouTube, on Facebook, and even when we think of videos, when we title videos, when we think of the thumbnail, there is something
Certain package,
you know will get the views.
Yeah.
Do you ever feel that with your song titling, your song choices, your outfits?
We do think of it in a sense of like, we want it to be a dope product, right? At the end of the day, you're trying to sell something, bro. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it boils down to how much of an entrepreneur are you? Because most fellas are just artists. They don't understand that they're in show business. They just want to make songs. But it's show is 50%, business is 50%. So if you just want to make songs, just be an indie artist lah. Don't be in a major label. Don't get signed to a 360 contract where there's a certain things that are expected of you and you want to like act as if you are making music from a bedroom. You got the game twisted, right?
Yeah.
So I see a lot of people like that. So you need to find the right balance of knowing how to focus on your art and put out art in the world and understand how the business works. So I have played the major label game from day one. So for me, from day one, when I'm creating, I'm thinking of how do I package this product? What would make this a dope ass product? Right? But without compromising on my art lah.
Yeah.
You know, finding the balance. And sometimes it takes a lot of effort. And sometimes it could dampen your spirit a little bit, you know, because you're trying to cater to two different worlds. It can be tricky and challenging. But when you have the right support system, the right teammates, the whole process becomes fun and enjoyable because you're playing the game at the end of the day.
Okay, so speaking about outfits, we know that you just also launched your new clothing label, right?
Yes, bro.
Peace.
Oof,
Oof.
yeah.
Okay.
Peace, oof, yeah.
What can you tell us a little bit about why now and what is the thinking behind your own fashion label?
I've always wanted to launch a label. This has been a dream of mine since I was 18, 19. You know, I see some of my favorite rappers and they're all rocking their own brands. And it's
Do you have like a someone who styles you like all the time, like a stylist?
yeah, shout out to May Tan. She's my stylist for my music videos.
Music videos.
Yeah,
Okay,
all my
okay.
outfits you see in my videos is all styled by her.
Yeah.
For Spice Boy cover art, you see I'm wearing like 5 different outfits
Yeah.
styled by her as well.
I see.
But my goal has always been to explore the potential that I have, you know. And one of the things that I've always wanted to explore is the entrepreneurial side of things on what kind of businesses I can build. So I mean, in a sense, bro, Young Raja is a business. Like Rajit built Young Raja as a business with some key players. I mean, you can see it like that. I mean, at the end of the day, there's a reason why I took the major label route, because I wanted to be at a certain kind of place, and there had to be some kind of blueprint that helps me build to the kind of artist that I wanted to be, right?
Yeah.
It is so synonymous with building brands and other businesses. So fashion label was something that always had my interest. Like I'm like so in awe about it because it's also expression, bro. It's also a form of expression. Rapping is a form of expression. Making clothes is also a form of expression. You can design whatever the fuck you want to design, release whatever you want to release. So I partnered up with my boy Darren, who's my creative director for Peace Oath. And we make everything in-house. So Peace Oath basically means a collection of art, an exhibition of art. Peace Oath. Peace, body of work. So anything that we slap the logo on, it is a symbol of peace and love. And the logo is 2 of the most universal logos in symbols in the world, which is the heart shape and the peace shape. And the peace being in the heart. So it's like kind of saying that I wish there's peace in your heart forever. You know? So it's very good vibes, very positive.
So just now, you mentioned that you are in show business and you are not just creating songs. You also see your Young Raja as an entity, right?
Yeah.
So what made you take that approach? Because it's an approach I think is something that it's something that I totally agree is the best way to go. But it not many people share that lah.
Yeah.
So what made you realize that okay, you want to create art, if you create art that 5 people see without packaging it and all, is that the way to go, or you create art in a way that is packaged for more people, in some way more commercial? Because there's always this thought of you sell out this. But I totally feel any kind of art you make, there needs to be that commercial side of things lah. But what made you realize that? Because has it always been from the start?
I love this question, bro. It is something that I've always wanted to speak about publicly. There have been so many people that look at Fariz and I that took this major label route and think of us as sellouts. Right?
Yeah.
That is because they themselves consider themselves purists. They don't like selling their music to a mass market. They would much rather make it for an intimate group of followers, their core fans, and have that direct, vulnerable connection with their art. Nothing wrong with that. But that is selfish. That means it's for you actually. Like you're a Frank Ocean You're such an artist that you don't really buy into the whole idea of selling your songs for the masses. You do it. It's like something that is so dear to you, right? You're a purist, bro.
Yeah.
So there are people that come from a purist mentality. When they look at fellas like me, they're like, this fucking sellout lah, bro, blah, 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 this and that.
Sorry, you said Frank Ocean.
Yeah,
Like,
I mean, I'm saying
okay.
Frank Ocean is somebody that's an artist, right? He's not somebody that would try to do sellout kind of songs or like massive, you know what I mean? Like, what is that, Billboard hits and all that. He is an artist that chooses to release what he wants to release when he wants to release. He's not being part of any major label or whatever. That's an artist, a purist. It's his soul that he puts into his music. There are a lot of people out there that look at their art form, which is music, in that manner. A purist mentality.
Yeah.
No, fuck what the label says. No, fuck what you say. I will make this. I like this. Fuck y'all. And then whatever following they have, hundreds of thousands of people, whatever, there are people that really connect with them. And these are the purest side of artists, right? So then there's my category of people that do the shit for a living, bro. But not while compromising on the artistry. We find the nice middle ground because we want to feed our families.
Yep.
You want to make music and you're okay with 5 people listening to your songs and not earning from it, and it's just solely for yourself. Cool. But don't hate on the fellas that are trying to feed their families. You know?
Do you get a lot of hate?
I mean, not a lot of hate, but I do get these opposing views from people where like people just see, I mean, no disrespect to anybody, bro, but people have different ways of seeing things, right?
Yeah.
So some people see music as like a sacred art form when they see fellas like me that are trying to build a career on top of it, like in such a mainstream, in your face, everywhere, mass kind of manner. They're like, this fella is not a real artist, not a real rapper. I've had comments like that, but they don't see what I'm seeing. I just paid off my family's debts. You know what I mean? I took my family out of debt. Your opinions don't matter to me, bro. Like my family is good. I'm saving for my future. Like I'm planning for my future. I'm saving for my kids. I want to live good, bro. I'm not being selfish. Like I'm not just doing this for myself. I have fellas that work with me. I want to get them paid.
Yeah.
One day when I get flown in business class to some country, I want my boys to come with me, bro. And you out here just making music for yourself to feel a certain kind of way. No disrespect to your craft. If that's how you want to view it, go ahead. But we out here trying to build empires. We out here trying to build something for our families, bro.
Yeah.
Which Tamil fella did this kind of shit? Which Malay guy, first generation Singaporean, built something for themselves in this manner, bro?
Yeah.
It's from scratch. There wasn't no hand-me-downs. It wasn't no, oh yeah, my father had this and he fucking get... Bro, this is from scratch, bro. I mean, granted, we had great people, good people around us that helped us build this. But it was from nothing. 4 years ago, it was nothing, bro.
Yeah.
Zero. Used to take the bicycle from Zeke's house after a session at 7 a.m. in the morning. Cycle from Tiong Bahru to Tekka, bro. Because they have no money. No money to take a bus even. That was 4 years ago. Now we out here, bro. We living good. I'm taking care of my parents, bro. You gotta see my mom's face, bro. Know what I mean? Nowadays, like she's sorted out. It's what I've dreamt of since I was 9 years old. So you get to choose for yourself, bro. What kind of life you want to create for yourselves?
Yeah.
If you are okay with being broke and being an indie super underground artist that is not making money and not doing this for business, if that's what you want, cool. But don't disrespect the fellas that built the kind of foundation that they wanted for themselves.
Yeah.
So I get triggered a little bit when people say, overnight success, that this fella came out of nowhere. They don't know how many years I had to fucking go through to like be here. You know what I mean? They don't know any of that. So I don't react lah.
Yeah.
But at times like this where we're having a conversation where you're asking the right questions,
Yeah.
I will spill it to you.
Yeah.
You know,
But you mean there are people in Singapore in the music scene who wouldn't jump at the opportunity to sign with a major label
No.
straight away?
I mean,
really?
people have different perspectives on different things, bro. You know, like signing to a major label doesn't mean that your success is guaranteed.
Yeah.
It might feel or look very nice. I mean, it is a great thing, bro. It is a fucking magical thing. Like I've been in the major label with a major label for the last 4 years. my life is very different now, bro. Like I'm so grateful for the people that have believed in me and have signed me and have, like helped me realize myself as an artist.
Yeah.
Been 4 years of consistent hard work from my team that I'm very proud of.
Yeah.
To call them my team members,
Yeah.
But not everybody's after this. Not everybody wants to be a mainstream artist that is making X amount of dollars. Not everybody wants this. Some people see their art form as something so sacred that they just don't want to be in a setup like that. They would much rather just make music from their bedroom, release music on SoundCloud. That makes them happy. So it's a question of, what do you want? What would fill your cup? For me, what would fill my cup is, I want to be the biggest fucking artist in Singapore. From Singapore. Biggest. I want to be so successful that people look at it and they're like, can me? Huh? Sure or not? Like, this fella did that. How is that? Like, this is not just my own selfish desires and dreams. I understand what that means to others. When they look at it from an optics point of view, right? It's like, how did this guy, who was the son of a tuition teacher, first generation Singaporean, immigrant family, do this, that, and that, and that, and that, and that? So what would that mean, bro? That would mean that if this fella can do it, I can do it.
Yeah.
Right? If Farid Jabbar can do it, I can do it. That's the message that it sends out. Subconsciously.
Yeah.
By just you being the greatest version of yourself, you inspire people in ways you cannot imagine.
So then, what do you see yourself in the next 5 years, 10 years? What are you working on? Now you have a music career, you have a fashion label.
I have a fashion label.
What else is on the...
I'm working on my cafe. Probably by the end of this year. But I don't know, bro. Life, like we started this conversation when we said that life works in mysterious ways, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, bro. I don't know where this is headed towards.
Yeah.
But I know one thing for sure, lah, bro. For sure. This thing is basically me knowing deep down in my soul, right? At the depth of my spirit. It's a visceral feeling, right? That whatever I do in my life, I could be a carpenter after this, bro. For all we care. Right? I want to inspire folks, bro. That's what I want to do. That's my ultimate life goal. Whether is it by being a rapper, whether is it by whatever the fucking role it is, bro, that I am playing at that given moment in time.
Yeah.
Right? I'm a rapper, but I can do other things too.
Yeah.
Whatever it is that I'm doing at whichever part of my life, I'm just going to make sure that it inspires people, it touches people's lives, it makes people's lives better. That is my goal. The reason why I put out the kind of music that I put out is because when you watch my music videos, you forget about your problems a little bit. You are entertained, bro. I want to do that.
Yeah.
It's not like I accidentally just make this kind of videos and no.
Yeah.
I work with the people that I work with to make the kind of music that I make, hoping to have the kind of effect that I would like to see. The intention is to make people's days brighter.
Yeah.
To make people feel better. To instill some kind of joy in people's lives. To use my art as a means to brighten up somebody's day.
Wow.
Right?
Yeah.
That is conscious. That is applicable now as the rapper Rajit, rapper Young Raja. No matter what this changes to, bro. Like, you never know.
Yeah.
I may not be a rapper for the next 10 years. It could change. Whatever it changes to. The one thing I want to ensure is that my mode of being, my mode of living on a day-to-day has to impact people's lives positively.
You see why on set I was like, this guy's like DJ Khaled, right?
Yeah. Suddenly I mean, wow, your parents did this amazing job of like somehow
Shout out to your parents
shout
and
out
your
to
family,
them,
man.
because I look at my kid and I'm like, how do I inspire this kid to like want to pursue a passion, whatever it is,
No, because I have told a few friends after I met you on Zombie Pro, even before you blew up, I was like, on this set, I met this guy who's like, 21, 22. And in Singapore media, unfortunately, it's easy to get jaded. It's easy to feel like, oh, fuck, what is the fucking point of this? And whenever I've been there and I've met people like that, and there are people who kind of drain your energy, and there are people who give you energy.
Yeah.
lah. And I remember talking to you, I was like, hey, fuck, this guy's 21, 22, and it's energizing. lah. And that's why seeing your music and even your videos, they're always very colorful. You know, they're not like the darkish
Yeah,
kind of
they're
treatment.
not.
It's very
Yes.
colorful, it's very vibrant. You use the fisheye lens, and
Yeah.
there's a certain element of
Shout out to Jasper. He's genius behind all
Yeah.
of my videos. Yeah.
yeah. So I mean that's why it's so great to see you, and I think anyone listening to this, it has been very inspirational, very motivational. And I mean, if people wanted to find you online, where's the best place to find you, or are you where you?
They could find me on all the socials: Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. My YouTube channel, Young Raja.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm Young Raja pretty much everywhere. TikTok.
Yeah.
Yeah.
TikTok.
I make TikTok now.
And
Yeah.
so, and I know you just released your single Spice Boy.
Spice Boy.
You have your fashion line.
Piece
So,
of-
and is there anything else in the near horizon? You mentioned your cafe, or is that still?
Cafe. Still in the works.
Still
We're
in the
still
works,
renovating the place. It's
Oh, so you got a place already?
got a place already, bro. We're gonna
Oh.
open probably by the end of this year.
Is
It's
it
called
gonna be-
Mahako?
Oh, you have a name also?
Yeah, it's called Mahako. It's a Mexican Indian fusion restaurant. I'm gonna be selling dosa tacos, bro.
Oh, shit.
They're gonna change the game, bro. I'm telling you, man. Like I already know.
That's new,
Like
that's
I
new.
feel it. I feel it, man, bro. Dosa tacos is gonna be a game changer.
Dosa tacos.
Yeah.
Is music going to be a big part of the cafe also?
And we're gonna be playing music. Yeah, we're gonna have nice surround speaker system and all that. But come check it out, bro. It's at Nexus Building at 1 North.
Oh,
When it's open, I'll ping you
okay,
guys.
okay,
Come check it
yeah.
out.
yeah, bro.
But anything else that's on the horizon? Just working on more music, man. I'm at a crossroads in my career. I'm trying to reinvent certain parts of myself. You know, I think every artist goes through this. After like 2-3 years of doing the same thing, you start to feel a bit like, okay, what
Yeah.
else? What more?
In terms of your
Artistry.
music, in terms of
Yeah.
your artistry.
So I'm in the middle of that. So I have no problem sharing this publicly. You know, like I'm at a crossroads, and it's a great thing that I'm here because
Yeah.
it is a moment of discomfort and growth.
Yeah.
You know, so I'm very excited to see where this leads to and what this becomes. But those that are listening, if they have been following me and have been fan of my music, what's yet to come is going to be fruitful.
And I know we were talking before this podcast about even acting. That is still a big part of what you would like to do, right?
Yeah, bro. Yes.
That's great to hear because we have a Tamil.
Oh, for real? Bro, I
but-
used to love to
Yeah.
go for castings and auditions and all that, bro. Like,
No, but that's why I think what you're saying is very inspirational because I mean, in many ways, we are also trying to do what we can in the visual sense, lah. Like the shows we make it a point for Singlish to be part of it because we never want to dial it down.
Yeah.
Because I feel the same way that Singapore has so much fucking talent.
Yeah.
And there's so much that we can show the world. lah.
yes.
And
So much, bro. It's
so much,
ridiculous
yeah,
what we
so
what we
much.
have to offer. Right?
Yeah.
It's
And
it's mad.
and what you're saying is acting is something that you want to do. It's still
My
in your
first
heart,
love,
lah,
bro.
your first
My
love.
First love. It was the first thing that I saw and I thought about that made me feel, bro. So although I didn't get to places that I was hoping that I would get to, and although the fruits of the labor wasn't what I expected it to be, and although there was a lot of like resentment and dissatisfaction and all that, it is still my first love nonetheless. And I had to put it in a back seat to focus on music. But that doesn't mean that I've lost my love for acting. You know, my passion for it is undying. And it's a matter of the right opportunity, the right kind of partnership with people to like kind of, you know, get into it properly, you know, preparation. All the roles that I used to do is like, you know, you go one day shoot, read the script before the shoot.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
go do the job and you get out, right?
Yeah.
It was not you play a character. It's not like you prepare for the character, which is what I wanted, which I never got a chance to do. So when the right opportunity comes, and hopefully if it is a role that I have to prepare for and it's like properly done, I don't know how that would fulfill my spirit, bro. But I know that would be one of the best days of my life.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I feel
great
like
to hear.
for our audience, this is like we can't travel out of Singapore, but Young Raja has taken us on a trip on the rainbow of like potential.
The rainbow
The
of
rainbow
potential.
I don't know. I just feel
Bro,
like
I'm gonna make a T-shirt.
That's
The rainbow.
I
of
don't know.
rainbow
There's
of potential.
certain points when he was talking where I felt like there was this background music, those inspirational music, those
like on
inspirational
Goldcast,
videos. Yeah,
Goldcast, the Facebook page, right, with
kind
the
of
with the
thing.
lower thirds words all coming
Yeah.
out and all
Oh
that.
I was like, oh shit, man. I mean, yeah, but really, I mean, usually when we ask that question about what you want to be doing in 5 years, usually it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm going to get married, HDB, BTO, that
BTO.
kind of thing. But over here, it was just like purely about
change
following
the
your
game.
dreams, changing the game, like working on your craft, and wow, this is damn inspiring.
And I mean, it sets the perfect context for how we normally wrap up our podcast. It's called the One SHIOK Thing segment. Lah.
Oh.
And it's essentially where each of us just share the one SHIOK thing we've come across in the past few days that we can share with our listeners.
One
so
SHIOK,
something
could be
online
anything,
can be anything. So Terrence and I will go first.
But ideally something that they can access also lah.
Yeah.
Like I mean, if I can't say, oh, my wife's cooking because she won't cook. for
Unless your wife is willing to cook for all our
Yeah,
listeners.
exactly.
But if it's anything that has a link to it that we can share with our listeners. So Terrence and I will go first
Okay,
to
please.
give you an idea.
Yeah.
You have something?
You go ahead first.
Okay, so mine is, I mean, I saw earlier today that like Lionel Messi has just signed for Paris Saint-Germain. And I don't know what that's going to look like, but ESPN did this very nice chronological timeline of Lionel Messi from young till old. And the way they put the website together and the way you scroll through, it's so visually interesting and it's so I would say beautiful to see how he went from being this young guy who needed growth hormones because his growth was stunted to how he changed the game for football. I mean, in between the battle between Cristiano Ronaldo and Messi, I'm a Man U fan, so Ronaldo will always have that special place. But Messi is someone you cannot deny that he does shit nobody else does.
Yeah,
lah.
yeah.
And that whole just scrolling down that website, it's one of those websites you just scroll, then all the visuals come in. It's fucking amazing. And I mean, I'm kind of excited to see how he fares in Paris Saint-Germain because the one thing that people have said, okay, you did everything in Barcelona. The whole system was for you. And now to see him in a different league, to adapt to it, it's going to be fucking amazing to watch. lah.
Mad, bro. That's
Yeah,
mad.
yeah.
This is historic news, right?
Yeah,
For
historic
the
news.
world of
Yeah.
football.
Yeah, the world of
Yeah.
football.
My one shock thing is, it's because NDP was over the weekend, right?
Yeah.
So I think like Joshua, our friend, was trying to do a retrospective of all the NDP songs every year since they started, and then I think he chanced upon one that was done by a local newspaper. Yeah, it's in Mandarin lah, the Cao Pao newspaper, where they really went to every single song of NDP in an interactive, like those kind of websites where you scroll down and
like
shit
the
hap-
Messi one.
yeah, shit happens. So I was super impressed, even though I couldn't read half of it. Like, my Mandarin is really terrible. But even just to just see the visuals of how the music videos looked and everything, it's very beautiful. And I mean, NDP this year, I think the song everyone it seems to have gone viral and everyone's like vibing
Yeah.
to it. So
I really love the new trend.
The
they've
yeah,
TikTok,
got.
that dance,
TikTok.
The
yeah.
aggressive one.
Yeah. Started by the
Exactly.
guy Mark with a C. I think
Yeah.
that's his
Yeah.
TikTok handle.
That's a
Yeah.
funny shit, bro.
fucking hilarious, man.
So yeah,
Yeah.
I mean, so there's a lot of creativity that comes out even from something so
Yeah.
militaristic. So I encourage everyone to go check.
And
that
as a
one out.
non-Mandarin speaker, I would still be able to enjoy it.
I mean, it's a website that has pictures and
Okay, can
stuff.
pictures
visual
can.
lah.
Visual can.
Visual,
Visual
yeah.
can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So it's my turn.
Yeah, your
Okay,
turn, your turn.
For me, wow, I think about a week ago, is that okay? I watched
that's
this
fine.
video that Bill Gates put out.
Mm.
Oh man, it was so dope. Like, so he basically put out this video talking about 4 new strategies or 4 new methods that he is proposing to do to save the world from climate disaster,
Oh, really?
climate change disaster. Yeah.
And like any
And,
teaser of what?
I don't remember all 4, but one of them was to change municipal waste to jet fuel, so the aviation industry can
Oh
be
shit.
on an zero emission, like recycled
Yeah.
fuel, right?
Yeah.
That's one.
Wow.
Another one was to literally trap carbon in the air and then store it in a desert or something, like store it at an abandoned place.
Yeah.
Like shit like that. Like he was here two
That's
other.
like Back to the Future shit, man.
Yeah,
Where you
and
put trash in
This is
the
like
car, right?
a new video
It's
that
a new video he posted on
okay.
his YouTube channel. Go check it out. I think it's like 3 or 4 minutes. 4 things that he's proposing for us to, see the world change for the better, lah. And I thought it was so brilliant because he's the founder of Microsoft, bro. Like, what is this guy doing saving the world? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But it's inspiring because he's so successful now. He has become so big of a force, right? He has so many resources at his disposal, right? It's almost like he's taking responsibility, personal responsibility, making sure that his fellow human beings and the human species is better off before he was born. Better off than when he was before he was born. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like he's taking personal responsibility and it's like changing the world, bro. And I feel that is so fucking inspiring, bro. Here we are trying to get our shit together. Like, we have all these small problems that we get caught up with, human emotions, being led by our emotions.
But he's thinking 50, 100 years in the future.
He's out here trying to save the planet, bro. And I think that is as cool as can get. It's like a superhero living amongst us. And it's Bill Gates.
Yeah.
You should check it out, man. It's so dope.
And the fact that he didn't build a rocket and fly himself to space.
Yeah. He didn't do that. He didn't do that. While everybody else did it.
Every other billionaire is doing it.
But that was pretty cool, huh?
It was fun, it was fun.
Like Richard Branson did it in a way that was likable.
Yeah.
Jeff Bezos just looked like an asshole.
Yeah, he's just like, look at how rich I am, bitch. It's like, I'm richer than you.
Exactly.
Fly to the moon, bitch.
Oh, but that is so I assume Bill Gates is one of your heroes.
Yeah, bro, but I'm very disappointed with the recent controversies surrounding his name, so I try to not be all loud. And,
That's a whole different episode.
It's a whole different episode, but I have been a fan of his work. It started off when I saw his Netflix documentary. I don't know if you've seen it, Inside Bill's Brain. Inside Bill's mind. Please watch it. Please, bro. You got to stop everything that you're watching right now. Go home tonight. Start watching Inside Bill's mind or brain.
Okay.
It's on Netflix.
Second SHIOK thing today.
Second SHIOK thing.
Bro, can I just share one thing with you guys?
Well,
about Bill Gates?
sure.
This was the first thing that made me fall in love with the mind behind Bill Gates, right? He does this thing, right? He goes for this thing called the Think Week. Okay, so he is one of the most powerful men in the world, right? He's probably one of the busiest men in the world. But he sets aside an entire week and he calls it the Think Week. And what he does during the Think Week, right? He picks out all the books that he's trying to read that would basically help him solve the issues that he's trying to solve, which are at hand for him. So at that given point in time, he was trying to solve some sewage, some fundamental sewage problems, hygiene problems, et cetera, right? So he picks up a tote bag, a big tote bag, this big, fills it with like maybe a dozen or like 20 books on all the different areas and problems that he's trying to solve, right? Some of the best books. He packs it in his tote bag, gets in his private jet, flies to a private island that he owns. And in the island, there's a private lake house and a private lake that he owns. It's a little cabin, bro. It's not even a lake house. It's a cabin by the lake.
Yeah.
You go in there, it has one bed, it has one desk, it has one tiny refrigerator stocked up with Coca-Cola for some reason. I think because he's an investor, then he, product placement. He goes there 1 week and his family, everybody that works for Microsoft, everybody that reports to him, everybody that is in his life knows, we can't disturb Bill Gates now. He's on Think Week.
Serious, huh?
So for that 1 week, he's untouchable, bro. Everybody will cater according to that 1 week that he's away. When he's back, he comes back with a wealth of knowledge on how to solve some serious problems.
Really, yeah?
Yep.
Wow, next week, Terrence is going for Think Week. The Singapore version is Reservist. It's called Reservist.
Reservists are bro. Hey, bro, you gotta come back with some mad solutions, man, for us.
I just be watching YouTube all day. Don't disturb me. I'm watching YouTube. The latest Korean drama.
That one also, I cannot disturb him or he's like, sorry. Reservist.
That's our Singapore version of Think Week.
Every man goes through it.
Oh my god, that's
Give
good.
it 2 years for example.
That's why, exactly.
That's too good, bro.
Dude, well, what a way to end this podcast. Thank you so much, bro. It was fucking dope, man.
Oh man, thank you
It
for
was
having
fucking
me
great.
here, bro. This has been an amazing conversation.
Yeah.
Fuck,
And
man.
I mean, in future, if there's any time you're launching something, you're
Yeah.
always welcome back.
Okay, bro. Thank you.
Anytime, bro.
Thank you. This
Yeah.
has been wildly inspiring. This just to have this conversation with you guys.
Oh,
Like,
fuck, that's
Oh,
great.
you
trust
guys
me,
are so
we-
like you guys
needed
are
it.
great conversationalists, man. Like
Oh, thank you,
at
man.
no one point did this feel like a podcast or like a Q&A or like, you know, like an interview / you know what I mean? Like I felt like I'm catching up with two buddies of mine.
That fucking warms my heart, bro.
Swear to God.
I
Like
thought this is like rechargeable batteries. This is the recharging that we need.
Yeah, that's why.
To hear, inspiring messages from someone who's on the ground doing it.
So next time I see my mom, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to change the world. And she'll be like, no, when you going to get a real job?
yo, shout out to all Indian moms.
Mom, I'm working on my craft.
Yeah, I'm
for the next
working on
2
my
years,
craft,
Okay?
okay?
Don't disturb me.
Yeah.
I'm going for Think Week right now.
Dude, but cool, man. Thanks so much.
Thank you,
and
bro.
and this episode, everything we mentioned is in the show notes. And
Okay.
yeah, great to have you, bro.
Thank you, bro. Thank you so much, guys.
Okay.
Thank you
And
guys. Fist bump.
Fist bump. And to all our listeners, thank you so much for listening. And we
Boom.
will talk to y'all soon.